As we come into Wednesday of Holy Week, there's not a lot written of what Jesus did or didn't do. Maybe this was a day of preparation for the Passover meal. Perhaps Jesus took a day to be with his friends in Bethany, anticipating the coming trial. Maybe this was one of those days that Jesus took to rest and just be in the presence of his Father. We have a hard time thinking of rest as something productive. Christians around the world have spent the last 40 days observing Lent in one form or another. Lent, even in the midst of isolation, is an invitation to examine the depths of our souls and prepare our hearts before God. It's a time to reflect on Christ's death on the cross and to anticipate his magnificent resurrection. Much of this is supposed to happen in the context of rest. We quiet our souls, we find our hope in God alone, and we cease to strive. When we embrace an attitude of rest, we are acknowledging who we are, who God is, and the hope of our restored relationship with him. If you are not considered an essential worker in these times, you may think that all you have done is rest. But rest is not forced. It is not a constriction. What would it realistically look like for you to rest? Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." The psalmist is not telling us literally not to move, but to still our minds and be present with our God. Rest is restorative. Rest can look different for each of us, but it brings us back to these questions. Do you trust God? Are you anticipating a restored life? Is your hope in God alone? Today, purposely and pointedly, take time to rest.